today I'm not taking that much time. Okay. So first of all, when you say hardware, it means go to the components. PC components. Guys, first is one is cabinet. I will forward a PPT for you also, so don't worry. Not that one, so that is a different component. So I have my one there, but where I kept it. Mm, okay. So when it is come to the cabinet, first component, when you look at a computer, normal computer, it's a cabinet, means outer layer. Lot of people look at this cabinet and they think it is a, they call that one as a CPU. Okay. And when you go to the CPU definition, like a central processing unit. So lot of people think, look at this box and say it is a CPU and it is a central processing unit. It is not a CPU, it is just a cabinet. It facilitates to insert your internal components and connect the external components to it. So it's just a box. Okay, just a box only. So if this box having front panel and back panel kind of stuff, both for a facility purpose. Nothing, this box is nothing. Different type of cabinets are there. Okay. So first is the cabinet part is very important. Of course, what is a computer? So very simply say, we can give an input and we'll take an output from the process. So here it is. I want to draw a very simple uh, a standard block diagram of computer, which is we seen in from childhood days. Okay, for you. Mine is like a diploma engineering. Right. Anyone? Input. When are you given an input? CPU process your input instructions and data. Input means you are giving instructions and data. CPU understand your instructions and data. It process it and put the output on a output device. Put output on a output device. Next, whenever it is required, it store the data into memory and retrieve the data from the memory. Okay, store the data into the memory and retrieve the data from the memory, or maybe it utilize some instructions from the memory also. So this is a standard block diagram. That's it only. Standard input device is keyboard. Standard input device is keyboard. Standard output device is monitor. Okay, monitor. And of course, there is a different type of devices also there for input output devices. I'm writing all input output devices together, not input output separately. So pairing wise, I'm putting printer. Printer is an output device. Scanner is an input device. So when you say printer, printer means printer converts soft copy into hard copy. For example, this is the picture in my computer is a soft copy. When I take a print on a paper, it is a hard copy. Okay. Next, scanner. Scanner is convert hard copy to soft copy. Like you take a picture and you scan it and put the scan document into your system. That is called a soft copy. Data in the system is soft copy. Data you take in a printout wise in a like a physical copy you have, that is called a hard copy. So printer soft copy to hard copy, scanner hard copy to soft copy. Okay, printer, scanner, mic and speakers. The mic is an input device which you are giving your voice as a input device. So like I'm talking, so my mic take my voice and convert into electrical form and give it to my processor, and processor will process that related thing and sending to you. Speaker. So when it is receive a voice or a sound signal, so then it will convert into the sound form. The electrical signal convert into sound formation. That is called mic and speakers. Um, Joysticks. Joysticks are for playing games. Mouse is a pointer device. Joysticks are for moving the cursor per purpose, moving a cursor, and also we are using joysticks basically now is a gaming purpose only. Mouse is also same thing. So I'm moving my cursor like this, or a pointing device, or a moving the cursor from one place to another place directly. Okay. Mhm. That's it. Or not. There are a lot of input devices are there. Line in, line out, line in. So mic, line in, line out. So this is another connection. So line in, line out, joystick, mouse, printer, scanner. Nowadays, we are getting few more things, right? That is called a cams, like a webcam. Okay, so different type of cams we are getting. Webcam is a one of the thing. Okay, cams are webcams. So actually, webcam is webcam, like a video input kind of stuff. You can record your video. Okay, touch screen. What is touch screen? So my laptop is touch screen. Okay, my laptop is touch screen. So when my sister purchased this laptop, that time it is a touch screen laptop. Nowadays touch screens are very difficult. So only two-in-one laptops like a tablet and kind of stuff having a touch screens. That okay. But this that when this laptop purchased, Windows 8 is operating system. So that time it is a touch screen mode type. So obviously I got it. So touch screen. So we can give the touch input. We can give the by just touch input like a tablet type or a two-in-one laptops, mm, Microsoft Surface Pro. These are a touch screen type inputs we are giving. Okay. So these are the basic input output components. If anybody got anything in mind, so please tell me. Anyone share any input output devices? Next one is CPU. Central processing unit. Central processing unit. So what is a central processing unit? It processes the data. It processes the data. Main two components of CPU is ALU and CU, arithmetic and logical control, and arithmetic and logical unit and control unit. So there is a two major parts. One more part is a cache memory. But important is type of CPUs are important. That's why I am written, but I have written all these things. Depends upon different manufacturers. CPUs are there. Different manufacturer, different type of CPUs are the models are there. But whatever it is, manufacturer is Intel, AMD are a major manufacturer in the current industry. So if you go want to buy a processor for your computer, you're buying a processor. Okay, so first manufacturer is like get in the mind is Intel is a one of the major lead in the processor manufacturing. AMD is the second one. Lot of other people also there like a Via. Okay, Via is another manufacturer. Motorola. Okay, in the olden days you can say like a mobile phone, mobile phone processor manufacturer. Mobile processor manufacturer is Motorola, first manufacturer. Guys, anybody will tell? Okay, processor manufacturers, mobile phone processor manufacturers. We are using a mobile phone, smart mobile phone nowadays.
Snapdragon.
Very good. Qualcomm, Snapdragon,
Exynos.
MediaTek,
Samsung
yes,
Exynos.
Yeah,
Exynos, Samsung,
MediaTek.
MediaTek, sir.
MediaTek. Okay, Snapdragon, A13 chips. Another type of chipset is also there.
Apple. A,
A13 is Apple. Yeah, A13 is Apple. Yeah, that's okay. So these are all processors only inside your system. Okay, these are the processor manufacturers. So different type of processors also there. So famous processors from the Intel is i3, i5, i7, i9, like that. AMD, Ryzen is more popular than other nowadays. Okay, so Ryzen 5, Ryzen 6, Ryzen 7, Ryzen 8, Ryzen 9, like that. So this are different Ryzen processors and different kind of stuff. Athlon processor, Sempron processor is there. Okay, in AMD is in a processors there is a 32-bit processors and 64-bit processors are there. Okay, like that. Here I want to write about a memories, but I will write here. Memories are primary memory and secondary memory is there. Primary memory are two types. Okay, one is RAM, another one is a ROM. RAM and ROM are two type of primary memories. RAM is also called as main memory. Main memory. Okay, so there is a two primary memories, RAM and ROM. Random access memory, read only memory. Okay, so main memory, when you see a main memory, it is means RAM memory only. This is a secondary memory. Okay, there is a secondary memory devices. Secondary memory devices are your normal hard disk, like HDD, CD-ROM, CD, DVD, optical drives. That is also secondary memories only. Okay.
Sir,
Floppy
SSD
disk.
also secondary.
Yeah, SSD also. After a hard disk, nowadays we are using SSDs only, solid state drives. Floppy disk. Okay. Hard disks, SSDs, CD-ROMs, floppy disk, pendrives, EMMCs.
Pendrive, sir.
Yeah, pendrive, PDs. Okay, pendrives, EMCs, ECCs, SD cards, okay, like that. So memory cards, flash drives, flash memories, okay, flash drives, SD cards, EMMC. What is EMMC? It is also like here. See, it is also like your SSD type of look like that one only. Non-volatile type storages only. So it is look like something like a biscuit type. This is a SSD. This is EMMC. Um, where we see in these kind of EMMCs, small notebooks or a small laptops, mini laptops type. Okay? When you go to the mini laptops, you can see that kind of EMMC storage. EMMC storage. See, it is a 4 GB RAM, 64 GB storage. Like you now, earlier it is a 12,000, 15,000 cost. This type of small ebooks, access ebooks only, it is the cost is around 12,000, 15,000. Due to corona effect, they see 23,000. So instead of 23,000, instead of 33,000, it's very high cost. Okay, we get a very big laptop. And this is 16,000. But you can see the storage. The storage is improved a lot. So earlier it is 32 GB eMMC storage is there. Now 64 GB eMMC storage. Two-in-one laptop is a Celeron dual core. So it is a very low level processor itself. And you got a Windows 10 by directly and 64 GB eMMC. This is Windows 10. This is a Chrome OS. So 128 eMMCs. It's a inbuilt storage type. Sometimes you will get a inbuilt MediaTek, not Intel processor. It's a MediaTek processor. Okay. If you have more money, you want to give to anyone, so then you can gift the cost like this. Like it's just for playing purpose. For you, work purpose, it not worth. It's waste. Okay. So EMCC is also a storage. Okay, these are the secondary memory storages. So anything is left over here, it is already. So input and output devices. Next one is different type of central processing based on the organizations like Intel, AMD type of processors. So primary memory is like a RAM and ROM, and secondary memory is like a hard disk, SSDs, CD, DVD, floppy disk, pendrives, SD cards, or EMCs kind of stuff. Of course, everything is connected to motherboard only. So it is everything is connected to motherboards only. So that is compulsory, guys. Remember that one. Everything is connected
Sir,
to
what is difference between hard disk and floppy disk?
difference between hard disk and floppy disk.
Yes, sir.
Very. Um, Normally, hard disk based on the hard disk type or a hard disk size of the hard disk is varies. Like a 10 GB hard disk, 20 GB hard disk, 1 terabyte of hard disk is there, 2 terabyte of hard disk is there, 500 GB hard disk is there, 10 terabyte of hard disk is also there. Okay, hard disk based on the hard disk manufacturer and hard disk availability, size of the hard disk is there. The hard disk internally is look like a platter inside. So if you look at this picture, you can, oh, why it is taking. This is a some very old latest the 1954 hard disk. So this is the a regular hard disk. It is look like a plotter. It is made up of aluminum disk, aluminum alloy. No, it is not aluminum. It is aluminum alloy with a magnetic coat. And here it is. Actuator arm is there, and actuator header, and there is a permanent magnet. So this header will move into inside to outside, and it read the data and write the data. Hard disk size is not always constant. Hard disk size is varies, depends upon the hard disk you purchase it. Depends upon the hard disk you buy it. Like you take 1 terabyte of hard disk. You know, we have a desktop earlier that is a 20 GB hard disk. Later, I have a laptop that is 40 GB hard disk. This laptop came with a 500 GB hard disk. Okay, 500 GB hard disk, and added a 1 terabyte inside. See this external hard disk also there. This is 1 terabyte of hard disk, 1 terabyte. Oh, I put a 1 terabyte in search bar, right? So like that. Now I'll open it. You'll find a different hard disk. See, sizes changes, and internal structure also different. It's a purely secondary memory storage, and you can store the data, write the data, rewrite the data, and it is mostly internally. Internal hard disk is there. Generally, it is internal hard disk, and external hard disk also there. So you can carry a huge amount of data also. And next one is you're asking a question that is what is floppy disk? Nowadays, we are not using floppy disk because the size of the floppy disk size means storage size is 1.44 maximum. What is 1.44? Floppy disk size. Two type of floppy disk are there. The highest size is 1.44 MB. Nowadays, even you cannot put a one single picture inside. Your mobile phone will, once you take a picture, it is minimum 5 MB to 8 MB minimum picture. So you put a very low also, it will take 5 MB. Okay, the songs also we can't
Yes,
able
sir.
to store it. Okay, it's a very small in size. The structure is also different. Okay, see it is internally there is a
Okay.
magnetic disk is there, tape disk is there. So this is 3.5 inch final one, 8-inch drive, 5 by quarter. This is 3.5. So internally it's look like this. It is a 15 rupees. Usually cost is around a 15 rupees only. It is a very small a magnetic disk is there, and it is movable. You can insert the floppy disk into the drive like this, and copy the data, and you can move it any place. It's not a floppy disk. It's a shape is floppy disk. You put some memory card inside just to fill a floppy disk. Okay. So way of floppy disk drives. Okay. So there is a special class for a floppy disk earlier days. Nowadays we are not using. That's why we are almost forget that one. Okay. So if you find any floppy disk, keep it very safely. If someone is throwed a floppy disk, take it and open and look at it. So it is something like wonderful. So you are in the 90s. Okay. You're 90s. You know, when I done my polytechnic project, I store all my project files, document files into floppy disk only. Engineering is CD-ROM because yeah. Anyway, we came to the sizes. CD-ROM 700 MB, CD-ROM 700 MB, DVD 4.7 GB, 4.7 GB. So SSDs, these are variable storages. Not it's not like a you'll get a 1 terabyte hard disk, 2 terabyte hard disk is also there. But CD-ROM DVDs are not like that. It is a fixed one, movable storages. Pendrives also variables. Okay, like that. Guys, once again, what are the components are there? Motherboard, processor, storages, RAM, ROM. Okay, secondary storages, SMPS for a power supply, Input devices like a keyboard, mouse, output devices like a monitor is there. Yeah, I forget SMPS. Switch mode power supply. Okay, these are the components. Of course, we will go to the one by one SMPS kind of stuff, CPU kind of stuff. So first is a cabinet where you put all the components inside. That is the one. Next one is your motherboard where you connect all your devices. So computer, all components are connected to motherboard only. Connected to motherboard. Okay, motherboard only. Next one is CPU, central processing unit. Memory devices, primary memory. Primary memory are RAM and ROM. Okay. Secondary memory. Here it is the list. I will put it: hard disk, SSDs, CD, DVD, pen drives, pen drive or anything. You can put SD cards. So many type of flash memories. SD cards are nothing but a flash memory. Color NAND memory type only. Okay. Anything I said EMMC is also I told. Okay. Input devices, SMPS power supply. This power supply. Keyboard, mouse, monitor. Okay, out of which compulsory we have to discuss about a few things, because when you buy a computer or when you select a computer, when you troubleshoot a computer, you must know about a certain components, guys. One is CPU, another is a motherboard, and next is a primary memory and the secondary memories things also, like a hard disk or a CD-ROM, SSDs, like this. Okay, I have written a floppy disk. Okay, like this. So we needed to know the components, so then only we can understand how to troubleshoot or how to do work with it. So these are the basic components of your hardware. That the next one is, we start with the CPU. So what is CPU? What dual core CPU, like that. So we'll go with the basic details of CPU. What are the things we have to look at for a CPU thing? What is 32-bit? What is 64-bit? We'll discuss RAM, ROM, and a type of RAMs. How to check the RAMs are there? How much RAM is required? Next one is ROM. What is BIOS? How to go to BIOS settings? Okay, how to go to BIOS setting, guys. Going to BIOS settings is two ways you can go to BIOS setting, and both ways are very important. Why? Because of next classes we are going to use the virtualization techniques. So in that condition, you must check virtualization enabled in your PC or not. If it is not there, you must enable it. So that is about that one. Okay, so compulsory, that is also we will discuss it. So what are the future classes requirement? So that is we are discussing today. Okay, and also it is very useful for a basic interview skills. Actually, I start the basic hardware in a first day only. Okay, but I didn't started like that today for this year batch. Okay, guys, now it is around 4 o'clock. My point is better to take a 10-15 minutes break, have some tea or coffee, don't sleep. Important is don't sleep. So back at, I will start it again 4:15, but you should be back before that one only. Be there before 4:15. Okay, I'll start at 450. Okay. Here guys, MediaTek, Qualcomm, Samsung, Apple, Intel. Good.